Hi everyone. Okay, I'm just going to throw out some stuff here for you because maybe a lot of people don't know, a lot of people do, but maybe some people still don't know. Anyway, just to remind you that Google is in the mapping business. They're not just a search engine, they're into mapping and data. And if you watch this, HARP Agenda 21 and Google's role in the sinister DNA plan, um, this video right here, and I found this. You can type in this Google reading DNA from satellites. And what I really suggest is people get together with maybe 3 friends and have some study groups, write down some topics and look it up for yourself, because if you do it by yourself, no one's going to believe you. If you do it with some friends, you can discuss it and, talk about it and get ideas with each other, because this may be something that you have to resist. So this video right here is pretty good in one part because Lauren Moray, she gives the background of Google. And Google, Sergey and the other guy who started Google, their parents were closely linked to NASA and the CIA. So you can find that on here. I'll just click on it for a minute because I have some other things I want to show you.
So what they've done is Microsoft was set up so that there would be one global operating system that the U.S. government had a backdoor into for all computers everywhere in the world.
Right.
Then they set up Google as a search engine, and let's just look at the background of the two guys who supposedly set it up.
Larry Page and Sergey Brin.
That's right. Now, Sergey Brin he was born in Russia, so he's from an immigrant family. But listen to this. His father was a mathematician who worked at the University of Maryland, and his mother worked for NASA.
I didn't know that one. Well, it's like a blue line.
NASA. And that is exactly where Sergey Brin and Larry Page park their private jets.
Okay, so NASA and Google they're all on the same. They're not really companies, they're government. And it's funny, they have this mature content, because it is pretty shocking when you find out that they want to map your DNA. They want to take your DNA. The NSA, the Pentagon, DARPA, Google, Singularity University, all the transhumanist ambitions. They want all your data and your information, but it might not include you, because how about this? These people here who are doing flash mobs and, they're detritus to the government, who enjoy experimenting on everything that human beings are made up of. They want to know all about your cells, your electromagnetic emissions from your brain, your DNA. They want to collect all of that so that they can use that information and maybe put it into their quantum computer somehow. But the future, I don't think, includes those people. But look at these, what's happening. This is from one day ago.
Type of crime popping up across the country. It's called flash rob, a play on the term flash mob, but instead of a fun-loving dance, it has a vandalizing twist. Here's ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
These 5 men walking into a Chicago area sports authority are about to commit the most brazen theft you may ever see. There they are, running out of the store, rolling racks full of clothing. Take another look. They're stealing racks of coats. it's over in less than 30 seconds. And they're not done. The same thieves are believed to have targeted 2 other Sports Authority stores this week alone. Police are seeing crimes like this around the country, so-called flash robs, coordinated groups of thieves who swarm stores. This Chicago area clothing store was hit last year.
We had about 15, 16 kids.
Okay, so that could get out of hand, and I don't think the government doesn't really care about them. But this HARP here, of course, now we have the worst typhoon in history, and you do know that U.S. government does want to control the weather. Owning the weather, here is the PDF, weather as a force multiplier, owning the weather in 2025. So with that technology in Alaska, and it's not just in Alaska, it's all over, it's in Russia, it's a lot of countries have this technology. HARP, I have it here just for people who haven't checked it out. Okay, HARP is capable of doing things. I took pictures over the summer of incredible skies that I've never seen anything like them before. How do you get a straight line like that in the sky? Half blue and half like that. But if people would bother to look up, they're going to see some amazing things. And here is the antenna array. Okay, so these antennas, what they say they want to do with HARP, one thing is heat up the ionosphere. Now that's pretty weird in itself. Heat up the ionosphere. So if you look up and you see weird things in the sky like this, weird arrangements, or the worst typhoon in the history of the world, you have to know that these antennas can concentrate energy and beam it into the ionosphere and to different places, just like how they can do drones. And so people need to become aware of the technology, and you as an individual are emitting electromagnetic waves. Look at this. Some people took pictures of this where there's this huge shadow, like there's a plasma screen. Okay, let's see. HARP, that video that you gotta look this up, look it up with your friend, or get a study group together and start investigating. One person investigates HARP, comes back and reports on it or gives a little presentation, and another person talks about how Google wants to map your DNA. DNA map. Google is in the mapping business, and all of us, it's possible to have our own DNA mapped by satellite, supposedly. How do we know if that's true? Well, you have to do some research and find out. Scientists unveil Google Maps for human genome. Yes, this isn't good. Okay, so they are, with this technology of spraying and the combination of HARP and it affects satellite operations, okay, that and the weather as a force multiplier. I will find that. Oh, all right. It continues to be hidden. Weather as a force multiplier. Okay, there we go. I read this. This has been online for ages and ages and ages. I remember reading it when I first came to Hong Kong, and that was about 10 years ago, because I've been here for 13 years. So I remember finding this. August 1996. And they tell in this article why they want to do it. It's it's to win wars and to introduce the one world government and have control. So all of these things have been advancing together, and there's so many other things that we don't, that go along with it that are actually pretty frightening. And let's see. Oh, I didn't look at this, but I do watch Daryl Lawson, and Daryl Lawson is a Christian. He found a Bible when he was 11 years old, but he is really great because he's on top of all the news, and he's informative. He does think Obama is the Antichrist, so you have to check that out. But that's Daryl Lawson. I watch him. You can learn a lot from him. Okay, so now we know this. Regina, everyone has seen this, I think. Regina Dugan talking about the tattoo. So this is coming, and a pill. So then if you think about HARP and its antenna, and you have to have a reader to read antennas. So Regina, she's very frustrated with authentication because only half of the people, I guess where she works, want to do it. And it's really fast. Then you can get into all your passwords and all that sort of stuff if you're authenticated with a chip. Okay, so now they have the tattoo chip. So just listen to her again to keep it in the forefront of your mind so that you know when the time comes what you're going to have to resist. Because you don't want to be owned by these evil people who want to own you and own everything about you and make you a node in the hive mind.
And still be performing. And what he did is he founded a company and they started making electronic tattoos. So I'm wearing one here on my arm.
Do we have
Here.
a camera to get a...
This is a developmental system made by MC10.
Developmental. Okay, now she's introducing it to the world like she makes it sound like they're still working on it. But probably it's ready to go. You know, but they have to let this leak out to get people used to it. And then listen to her when she says, I want that. I want that. You know, it's like she calls it a superpower.
And it has an antenna and some sensors embedded in it. And what we plan to do is work with them to advance a tattoo that could be used for authentication. Now, it may be true that 10 to 20-year-olds don't want to wear a watch on their wrist, but you can be sure that they'll be far more interested in wearing an electronic tattoo, if only to piss off their parents. Right?
And that can have a design, right? Because
Sure.
they would certainly want some kind of cool design.
Options. And that's something that you wear, but you could also imagine including authentication in just your daily habits. So I take a vitamin every morning. What if I could take vitamin authentication?
What?
Vitamin authentication. Look, I have one right here. Well, here, I'll let you hold it. Would you like to hold it?
I'll hold it.
Okay. So this
You guys see it?
pill has a small chip inside of it with a switch. It also has what amounts to an inside-out potato battery. When you swallow it, the acids in your stomach serve as the electrolyte,
How's it do?
and they power it up, and the switch goes on and off. And it creates an 18-bit ECG-like signal in your body, and essentially your entire body becomes your authentication token. Yes, this is true. Okay?
Okay, but...
Okay, so wait. So it's really true.
Okay, everyone is clapping. I mean, oh, is that really great? They can track you 24/7 everywhere you go on this earth via satellite, via your DNA. This is, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. It should be clean and not used for these. They don't know how this is going to affect the human body over time. They say you can take 30 per day for the rest of your life. I will not take any of this. I would stay away from this. And when it comes to the time where they force it, you got to say no. Especially based on Revelation 13. We're warned not to do it. Okay? So be safe. Make wise decisions, even though it's going to be scary when this really comes around.
So what this means is that that becomes my first superpower. I really want this superpower.
Okay, I really want this she's selling this right now to kids, young people, 10 to 20. They don't want to wear a watch, but they're going to wear this tattoo.
It means that my arms are like wires, my hands are like alligator clips. When I touch my phone, my computer, my door, my car, I'm authenticated in. First superpower. Like, I want that.
So we're not shipping that right away.
Yeah, no.
I want that. Okay, you can look her up. That's Regina Dugan on D11. D11 2013. That was back in May that was put on there. So so there is lots of geoengineering, and okay, I just want to show you this. There is so much geoengineering, so much weather modification, so much technology for weapons in the sky, for lasers, laser beams, new kind of laser beams. They're working on fake suns. All this sort of stuff is going on, and people are constantly looking. Now, Miley Cyrus smoked a joint on stage. I'm sure this is going to be the topic of conversation for just ages. But there are things going on in in our lives that moment by moment the technology is advancing so much. It's like we're being a bunch of we are sheep being herded into a pen, and they don't care, and they will experiment on people and do what they want with people as much as they want. The future of transhumanism and living forever won't be available to everyone. And yes, they do want to reduce the population. According to the Georgia Guidestones. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say. And oh yeah, this. Okay, this is Max Bliss. He just put this up. He says it's from October 31st when he made the video, but this is such an excellent video here and what he has to say. So he's in the south of France, and they're spraying in the sky, and these chem webs are dropping. If you click on chem webs, then go look at some videos where people have taken photos and things taken videos of chem webs, geoengineering. Max Bliss is really an expert. He wants to stop everything, and you can find out where he's coming from. He started the Real Institute. I didn't know about it, but look at his chem webs, just a little bit of his video right here. And start looking around. You're going to see something in the sky too. And it says in Luke 21:25, there will be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars for when the end is coming. So pay attention.
It's not from a spider. No way. There's been a test done by a French colleague of mine, and the analysis from the laboratory say that these chem webs are heavily constituted of various chemicals that disrupt the endocrine system, the endocrine inhibitors. So this is what's falling from the sky. This is what our governments are spraying upon the food sources, upon the water, the reservoirs, upon us, webs, synthetic webs made of chemicals that interrupt the normal hormonal functions of our bodies. That can basically affect all of us.
Okay, well, it jammed right there, so I'll just stop. But you know, people are having different illnesses, and I would stay away from monster drinks and stuff because supposedly the caffeine content in monster drinks and caffeine in general interacts with this. It's all a brain thing and a body and a hormone thing and a nervous system thing, and you know, so you got to pray and stay calm to have wisdom to escape the things that are going to come on the earth, and just be like a child and open the door to your heart, let Jesus come in there and guide you, and don't worry even though it's crazy. Get into it, because we've got front row seats for the end of the world. It's kind of like that, you know. It might be quite a few years, but you got to admit things are changing rapidly. Okay, God bless everyone. Good luck, and not good luck. Counsel. Bless you. Bless everyone. Bye for now.